Alright everyone, today we're going to install this powered subwoofer in the 2018 Toyota Tacoma. So what we're going to do is just install it right back here on its side. Going to bring the power cord all the way to the front and connect it to the battery terminal. This is the ground wire. We're going to just connect this to a bolt or drill it straight to the metal so we get some nice ground. We'll fish this all the way up to the driver's seat so it can adjust the powered sub level. And then this is the connectors to the speakers, so the powered sub knows when to actually make the bass. So let's go ahead and get started. So this specific powered sub fits perfectly in the back seat of the 2018 Tacoma 4-door. Once the seat folds up, it is stowed away perfectly, so we're gonna go ahead and get it mounted there and install the wires. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with the power cable. We can't fish the wire from the back all the way to the front. We have to do it the opposite because we have the fuse box here. So we're gonna go ahead and start on this side where the battery is and come all the way through. And you see there's a nice little entrance right there. And you can see I just poked a screwdriver right through the hole, and it's right next to this cable that's coming out. Here's the power cable, and you can see here's the screwdriver, and I just poked it right through the plastic. I went right along this cable that opens the hood release, so it's going to follow this, so it's not going to pinch any wires. And then I put some electrical tape on here and made sure everything's good to go. And we're just going to pull it through on the other side. Have a little bit of slack on this side. Nice and easy. Now the wire is all the way through. Goes around and it'll come up right here. We're going to hold off to plug it in just so we're not carrying 12 volts all the way through the power cable while I'm working on it. That'll be our last step. Alright, so we're going to pull the trim off right here. Then we want to fish it kind of over here in this direction in this bottom corner so we can see it. Alright, so we're going to take a measure. Alright, so let's get the part. You just wiggle out there. Takes a little wiggling. And now we got all the real estate, so we're working stuff. I'm trying to get the wire right over here, and then you bring it over, and then pull it up and see it right out here. Keep on it. Alright, so just wiggle it out. See, there it is. Keep pulling it out. Nice and easy. Pull it all the way through, so you can pull it all the way over. Alright, so now that we're going through, we got some parts on, and then we're going to see it up here. So bring the wire through. Slide your fingers. And there we go. It is all the way through. Now we've got some power for the subwoofer. The light green and light blue color, those are the two colors that we're going to tap into. Alright, so to get the subwoofer, we want to ring all the speaker wire over here, fish it all the way over here. So what we want to do is take the weather stripping off. Pop this off. What?
That.
take that all the way off. Alright, so now that we know that the wire is green and blue, we can actually do a different route. Instead of having the wire come all the way through here, down, up, in through here, sneak it all the way through the back, and then have it come out over here, and then tapping in right here next to the speaker. That's what I usually do. Well, Toyota made it a little bit more difficult just because there's this little shell right here, and fishing the wire is going to be a complete nightmare. So what I wanted to do is check and see if the wire was somewhere over here. I was hoping it'd be right here, but it's not, which kind of makes sense. They fished the wire down and then through here, and you can actually see that the blue and green wire are spliced together, and that tells me that that's the speaker wire, and I'm just going to splice right here so don't have to go all the way through the door, which is going to make it a lot easier. Alright, so we're over here at the front. I've got both of my speaker wires right here, and we're going to go ahead and attach one of them. I like to use needle nose pliers. It pushes it in nice and easy, and then we can just clip this one in. There we go. Clips into place nice and easy. Do a little pull test, wiggle it, make sure it's in there. Everything looks pretty good. Push it all the way against the wall in there, and then once again just use those needle nose. Alright, do a little pull test, wiggle, everything's in there, places nice and easy in there. You want to feed all the wires. Back here. Alright, so the next step is to go right up this corner. We're just going to bring it up through this edge, and then we'll be in the clear. You're supposed to connect the positive and negative on the same color here, and the white represents the right, and then the gray represents the left. I'm not plugging in the left side. I personally think one signal is good enough since it's just going to be on the both sides. I don't have one side stronger than the other side, so it doesn't really matter there. Alright, so I went ahead and took out the screws. You can see there's one over here, one right here, and then one down there. And once you do that, there's just a lot of wiggling and nudging, and then you can pull it out, lift it up, and carry it through. And this is exactly where I want to mount the ground. I want to make sure it's all grounded properly. And we're going to go ahead and mount our ground wire here. So here's our ground wire, and then here's our self-tapping screw. You can see it's got the little cut in it, and not too many threads so it doesn't go too far through the sheet metal. So I'm going to go ahead and place it just right over here. This allows us to have a super close range to our powered sub. It's grounded right behind it, so our wire's fairly short here. which is going to be super nice. No worries there. Now, before we get everything wired and then put away, what I would do is just connect everything to the bare minimum and make sure it actually works before you tidy everything up. So for the speaker wire cable, we just plug it in right here. 12 volt power supply. We also have the ground here. I've got the wires already stripped and ready to go. You don't want to over torque these, just nice little firm tightness on there, and then give it a little pull, test pull, it's good to go. Just for fun. I'll plug in the remote right here. Remote's good to go. And our very last thing to do is connect it to the power supply. So I'm going to take this nut all the way off. Get it all covered, and that looks pretty clean. Connect it right here. Pull the wire through. And then we're going to want to hot glue it something like that. So the knob's sticking out, but we don't have the whole thing sticking out. Awesome, now it is fully adjustable. You can turn it up and turn it down. Come on in the back, and it's a nice clean install back there. It looks very clean. The seat will still all the way up, which is very nice. So if you want to put the seats up, the subwoofer will still be pumping while it's still back there. It's hidden, so no one will see it inside your car, which is always a plus. A little nice safety feature. And then this is stowed away, so you can just pop this out whenever you're done. If you want to sell the vehicle, you just pop it out and then put in the original piece, and it's like it was never there in the first place. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, watch my other content, and thank you very much for watching.